Right, to add a new bay, just simply top corner, new bay, click and drag onto your page. This will automatically come out as a 2 meter lift, as well as the size you've chosen up here. So if you change your settings up here, then drag a new bay on, it'll go to these settings. But if you've already done it, you've got new bay on, I want to make this bigger, I go into my settings, and then I change it to a 2.5, so it's a 257 by 257. Okay, so now obviously when you click off, there's no information here. When you click on a bay, this information will appear. This is everything to do with this bay you've chosen. Okay, so I can go in here and I can add a level. Obviously that's at 3 lifts now, as you can see. I want it back down to 2, so click on here, it takes the top level off. Right, and as you can see, all this information here is what is stating within this design here. On your side settings, on your top ribbon, when you click in here, you can turn off your guardrails, you can turn off your toe boards, you can add bracing, add netting, and you can add a cantilever to either side. But remember, when you're using the side settings, this is for the whole bay. Okay, so if I want to add bracing to the left hand side and I want to cantilever it on the T side, the cantilever brackets information's here. So I want a 1 board hop up. If I click OK, now when I look at my drawing, as you can see, I have on the L side, I've got my bracing and I've got my hop ups as well, what I've added. Okay, so that goes, this one here, the side settings is for the whole bay. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off now. I'm going to turn that off, click OK, so that gets back to normal settings. For your settings down here, now I have a boarded lift here on my first lift. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my handrails off on that, which, bear in mind, every time you use a guardrail, it turns off your toe boards. Okay, so now I want on that, I want every side bracing, and I want a cantilever, and I want it on the R side. Click OK. And I want netting. I want netting on TLB. Okay, so all I'm doing is changing the settings for my first lift. Okay, so let's have a look. As you can see, everything on that first lift, I braced it all the way around. I put netting all the way around. I took my toe boards off and I took my handrails off. And I added a hop up. So everything can be done from this, but what you need to bear in mind as well is that any settings you change in here will override this information up here. So if you're thinking, I've took all my handrails off, I want my handrails back on here, if you go in here, it already states that there's handrails, but that's only specifying for the top lift, as you can see. So please bear in mind that this overrides this. Okay, but if you were to change, it's not that one, it's that lift, go in here, click OK. I want to turn all my bracing off, click OK. I'm going to turn that off, click OK. Turn my netting off. When you click in middle, it highlights everything, or if you've got certain things already tied off, click it again, it turns everything off. Click OK. Right, so we're back to normal, as you can see. Now if I go into here and then I turn my braces back on, you can see, because I did bracing on the first time on this side here, it overrided. And obviously I've only got my bracing on my bottom lift. So please bear in mind when you come to do that.